Good morning, everybody. It's Yankee Wally here again. It's 1:12 in the morning on Sunday, the 7th of July, 2024. Now, I know this Pat Tillman Award has got nothing to do with UK, and a lot of us, in fact, all of us, I'd say, didn't even know about it. But we're on your side when it comes to fairness and justice, especially with the duplicitous duo from Montecito. They'll go anywhere for an award. Now, let's not forget this will be his third award. His first award was from Robert Kennedy's daughter, and that was for fighting against racism. In other words, the royal family fight against racism when they left in 2020. He got an award for saying that his own family was racist. And that's a pretty bad... I wouldn't be able to look at that if I'd said such a thing. Mind, I wouldn't say such a thing. His other award that he's had was Aviation Heroes in Flying, something like that, which was awarded him by John Travolta. Now, let's get this straight, and I've got to get it straight. Harry cannot fly. He has not got a pilot's licence. There's a buzz going round X today that he had his wings, which is it's, I think, let me just see, I've got it here. It's some recognition of you. There's Prince William on the left with his wings. Harry hasn't got his there yet, but his grandmother awarded him his wings, and he was presented them by the Queen when he was training to fly a helicopter. Obviously, he expected to fly to get his licence, but he failed 3 times and he was denied a helicopter licence. He was allowed to wear the wings during training, but not in official events. And that's from Williams 0511 and something. He failed his exams. He was a gunner on the Apache. And this other one, Evelyn, she says, my father was a surgeon and he gave me a surgeon's award. I've been operating on patients ever since. That's good. That's the sort, They were given to him in an honorary capacity because of who he is. Doesn't change the fact he is not a pilot and never will be. He is not a pilot. Okay. You can argue till we're blue in the face over that, but he definitely is not a pilot. So, those are his 2 awards. One for calling his family racist. Basically, that's what he got the award for calling his family racist. And then when he was being interviewed later on by his, forgot his name now, he said, I didn't say that. Meghan didn't say that. It was the media. And the face on Tom Bradby his mouth just dropped, and we all knew that's what they said in the Oprah interview, which has incidentally pretty much disappeared off the internet, like that page advert he took out in the Times telling them to stop being racist against his girlfriend. I mean, people and the Sussex ones say, oh, you're trying to erase history. No, these were all lies. This wasn't true. And gradually, the untruths have got to be eliminated because they're just not true. Even Harry himself said he didn't say that, and Meghan didn't say that, but she did. She said it to Oprah. It was when Oprah went, what? Remember? So, anyway, this one here, I am actually mad for you, America. I am absolutely furious because I've been watching it. I told you this last night. I wasn't that sluggish that I forgot what I was saying, but I was a bit slurry. I'm sorry about that. Now, what's the date on this one? 6th of July. Now, somebody said in the comments of last night's video that they reckon it would have been up to 500,000 petition signatures by today. Easy. I don't think that the yellow warning above the petition would have made a lot of difference. If you want to sign it, you would have signed it. Anyway, 64,000. And then it went up to 787, 828. And where are we standing today? Wait, they've done another one for today. I have. Well, let's do it again then, shall we? It's not going to be very good, I know that. Change.org. And I know, I hate to say this, but I know petitions that, what's his name again? Pat Tillman. Pat Till. There we go. There you go. Let's have a look at it. Oh, no, look, come on. Come on. I mean, 66195. And it says that 1,520. That's wrong. That's wrong, because yesterday it was 64 something. If 1,500 had signed today, it would be at least up to 67. No. And there's a warning on, we've received flags from our users that the facts in this petition may be contested. You should consider researching this issue before signing. This is grossly unfair, and I say that there's something going on here. This is not right. This is not the right. I've been pushing this like a ninja. I really have, because I care. This'll be, oh, hang on, I'm going to have a coughing fit. Oh, sorry, it was a cough and a sneeze coming at once. You know what it's like. Lucky I got... Anyway, I don't believe the figures there. I've said it. I mean, if they... Well, even that's wrong. 1,529 people signed today. You delete that from 661... Oh, God, 65, 64 and a half. Oh, 64 and a half. A bit less than that. No, it doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. I'm so mad. And I think that, here we are, 647. 2,800 people signed today. 2,800 people signed today. That was the following day. 2,800 people signed it. The figures are just not right. And I'm very cross about it. I haven't done anything yet, but when I finish this video, I may just go on X and tweet to change.org and say I'd like a recount of those figures. And I'm sure that there's money talking somewhere. We don't have the money. All we've got is our voices, our pens or our dabbers or our fingers. We can do our voting. But it's not very nice when you do something with the best will in the world and for the right reasons that they just squash you like you're a little nothing. And that poor boy gave up his NFL career that could have netted him millions a year. He didn't care, and I admire him so much for that. He went to fight for his country, and I've learned he was killed by friendly fire. There's no such thing as friendly fire, is there? Nothing's friendly about guns, but that's what happened. And it's so sad to see such a young boy struck down in his prime. I mean, look at the muscles on him. I mean, he just looks so healthy, doesn't he? And there he is gone. And if he could have his own award, I'd say give him a ton of them. But Harry, representing what he stood for, Harry's a weak, spineless, rancid little coward. He's awful. He's just awful. And for all his life, he's been covered up. His wrongdoings have been covered up by his private secretary, Edward Lane Fox, Elf. And I never liked Harry. Fiona Avid Gardner did, but I didn't. I always thought Harry was just like a little rat bag. You could tell. He was naughty and he was bad and he didn't care. He kicked people just because he could. I know I heard so many stories about him and I thought, oh, God, spare the rod and spoil the child. But I'm not saying he had to have corporal abuse, or a whipping or anything, but he was spoilt, and that was it. I don't know, maybe William was spoilt as well. Maybe William was spoilt more. But for some reason, him and William are like chalk and cheese, which is, thank God. Wouldn't it have been just terrible if they'd been born the other way around? Really, would have been terrible. In fact, I think Edward VIII and his brother, who was Queen Elizabeth's father, I think they got those in the wrong way round, because Edward VIII would have been the Harry of his generation, and Queen Elizabeth's father was Sir William. Unfortunately, in that particular time, Harry was the king, and look what happened. He fell for the American divorcee, divorced twice, and of dubious gender, hermaphrodite or AIS, I don't know. I think it was AIS. And threw it all away to marry her, and here comes Old Faithful, a good man, but it did put him in an early grave, King George, it did. And the Queen Mother always hated Wallis Simpson because she completely ruined her future, because she wasn't going to be queen. She didn't want to be queen. But then anyway, that's how it happened. But this time around, it's gone in the right direction. Oh, I can't believe the pressure, the stress that must be on Prince William when you think about it. He's carrying so much weight on his back right now. He's got so much on his plate. And there's Harry, who's going to be picking up an award that this man died for. And he's going to pick it up for, what's he going to pick it up for? Oh, for copying the Warrior Games from American Ideas. Coming back home, talking about it, getting completely supported by William and Catherine, to the point where it was the Royal Foundation that started the Invictus Games. William, Catherine and Harry were the money was put in from the Royal Foundation, and then it became Harry's because he needed something to do when he came out of the armed forces, or when he couldn't go back because he was too dangerous to have around, because he put the other people's lives at risk because he was so careless. Bunker Harry got no respect for this man at all. And so here we are now, fighting to get signatures, and every day I wake up and I check, and to see us grown by 100, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I mean, I think I got 29,000 followers. I'm not saying that they all read my tweets and they're all signing, but if 10% of them signed, which is a probability, that would mean I'd get maybe almost 3,000 signatures. You know, and other people then who are big as well as me, like Angela Levin, she follows me. And I found out tonight that Nana Akuri follows me. I couldn't believe it. I was so I was speechless, to be honest. She's the one on GB News, and what it was I went to follow her, and when I looked at her thing, she's following me. So I mean, there's all sorts of people that would retweet it, that's what I'm trying to say, with far more followers than me. So to get it around, and I've seen it everywhere. So somebody in the comments said it should have had 500,000 by now, but they're stopping it because they don't want it to be mentioned or to have any effect on the, what date is it? Next Thursday. They don't want it to make a fuss on the night. Now, there's another thing. I was listening to Sean, what's his name? You know, the one, he gets on it. He does little 5-minute videos. Sean Neal, isn't it? And, hello, how are you? Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Little wave. And then he goes on about some little thing. I think, get on with it. Come on, tell us. There's only one little nugget. He'll only give you one, and then he'll do another 5-minute video. Come on, give me a wave. I do like the fella. He's very, very, very likeable. But my God, it's like, after I've seen one of his videos, I sometimes go into these places called Poundland. You know Poundland, and pound shops where everything's a pound. And you go in there, and you don't really have an eye to buy anything. Maybe you do want one thing, but you go in there to buy one thing. But you end up coming out of there with a bag full of stuff that's cost you more money than you ever thought you'd spend in there. And then all you've got to do is ask yourself, what exactly have I got in this bag without looking? What exactly did I buy with all that money? And you can't remember. So in many ways, going to Poundland is a way to just actually throw away money. I always think that. And my 5 minutes spent with Neil is always like, oh, I gotta waste 5 minutes to get his one nugget of information. And I just always think of him as he's like a Poundland store, he puffs it all out. But anyway, he said that Meghan is not very happy with Serena Williams. Now, Serena Williams, at one point in her career, and I can't believe this because I thought she was still waters run deep, a quiet sort of a girl, but, because she's a thinker maybe. And she said that Harry and her bonded over her mental health issues, and he made me feel like a new person. If ever I've got any problems, I go to Harry. What the hell? I was gobsmacked. I thought, a woman like Serena Williams, she seems so well put together, so together. And her husband, they seem like they're not one of those crazy couples, are they? They seem quite balanced and focused and normal. And to think that that girl goes to Prince Harry, or maybe it's because he's royalty, she knows he won't talk about her secrets to anyone, so perhaps she's grateful for just about anybody who can just nod their head in the right place and say, I understand, I understand, I understand, without really giving that much advice. Perhaps that's all she needed, was a confidant. In that case, I can accept it. But if she really took advice off Harry, I'd be seriously questioning Serena's mental faculties. Anyway, this furor about the Pat Tillman Award has reached the higher echelons of society, and apparently Meghan and Harry were, because Serena is going to be the host on the night of the award, she's going to be giving the awards out. Meghan and Harry assumed or hoped or expected Serena Williams to speak up on their behalf, and she hasn't. So she's redeemed herself somewhat in my eyes, but she didn't say a word, and I don't blame her, because if I were Serena Williams, I wouldn't say a word. I mean, what has Meghan done for Serena Williams? All Meghan has done is take from Serena Williams. She's jumped on Serena's popularity. She's turned up at Wimbledon to get her picture taken, or to that other one in New York. Oh, what's it called, that one? They got Meadows, isn't it? Something Meadows. Flushing Meadows. The Flushing Meadows. She went there and Serena lost every time Meghan turns up. But I wouldn't blame Meghan totally for that. But Meghan has used Serena to try and boost her friends circuit, Same with Beyonce. What has Meghan done for Beyonce? What has Harry done for Meghan or Beyonce or Serena? There's, it's no matter, forget about money. Friendship is a two-way thing without even money coming into it. You've got to be giving somebody something that they enjoy being with you to do, or that they like, and then you can also then count on them for something that you need or like or want from them. And it's not about money, it's about when you've spent an hour with this person, even if you're just sitting on a park bench skint, you come away after that hour laughing and feeling like a better person, and enjoying yourself and thinking that was an hour well spent. That's friendship. That's what friendship is, to me anyway. And I always try and give to a friendship, not in monetary terms, like I said. Give my time, give my listening ears. I made Avid Gardner laugh the other day because she gets all worked up, and she has been in a hell of a state with these. That's my next subject now, is these X accounts that they've disappeared. They've disappeared now, but oh God, they were driving her mad. And I said, now listen, you've got to act like a Buddhist. I said, and don't try and do too many things at once. And when you're peeling those potatoes, you just concentrate on that potato. Just look at the potato and don't think about anything else but that potato. And then when you've done that, and you've done the potatoes, then you move on to something else. And I find that that is the only way that I can stop my head from spinning. And I learned that when I went to a Buddhist retreat centre, is just to concentrate on one thing at a time. Because if you start letting the 100 things that are bothering you all come at once, it can drive you absolutely batty. And there's been, let me just get on to it now then, might as well. Here we go. I don't know this fella. I got no idea who he is. Hold on, I just need to really blow my nose now. Thank you, excuse me for that. I think I showed you a stupid little, very basic chart the other night. And basically, the Sussex squad have got their roots in two countries, America and UK. And the UK is run by Harry. And Harry, this is my opinions now. This is nothing from Avid Gardener, nothing. This is what I believe. I believe that Meghan runs the US Sussex squad and Harry runs the UK one. And I think he runs it through the veterans because he knows the veterans, especially the ones with PTSD. And this is only my opinion. I think this fella here, Jim, whatever he is, I think he's a veteran. I'm not a veteran. I'm not even an army wife or an army daughter. Nothing like that. I've never had anything to do with it. But anyway, he's picking on me. I'm not saying that he's picking on me. Please, hit him. But ban evaded. YouTube creators. Well, I wasn't having none of that, so I do what I always did. I said, dear YouTube, I have written a letter personally to Mr. Neil Mohan, posted a week last Tuesday from Wales to San Francisco. In this letter, I explain how I should never have been banned in the first place, having no copyright strikes or any other misdemeanour. May I refer you to Mr. Mohan and his investigation before you take any action, as I have been the victim of some serious, underhanded, illegal banning by a Google employee, and this is being investigated. So I think I can put a block on it by doing that. And then Alice sings. She drew me these, God love her. She did these. And Dolly, I sent these in the tweet, and that's just a copy. You've seen that. And there's another one. Now, what I was going to say is, I think you know from Avid Gardener that a lot of channels just went down. They just disappeared. And nobody knows why or how. And I'm not even going to say what I think about that, but if they've gone, and that's a good thing. But where they go, something will always pop up in its place, especially if that person is such a bitter, twisted person, and we're talking females as well as males. Some of them even consider themselves to be a cut above us in the psychiatric, mental state. But who am I to judge? They come back as something else. And they'll come back with another account. Now, there was one account that I knew who it was. I still know who it was. It's the same person. And that account went very quiet when one of the other accounts was barking off and, putting all these things out to YouTube. And I did buy 4 SIM cards. I'm not going to say I didn't. I did come back 10 times. I did. Well, when you've done nothing wrong, if somebody, let's see, if your wife kicks you out because you've had an affair, but you didn't have an affair, what do? Just go away and accept it? You say, no, I didn't have an affair. Or you get hauled into the police station and arrested because you stole a car. Are you going to just let them charge you and take it? You say, I didn't steal that bloody car. Well, I didn't deserve the first ban, so I'm going to keep coming back. And I see no harm in that at all, and I'm not circumnavigating a ban because I should never have had the ban in the first place. Now, if I was lying, which I could well be, I don't think I'd take it this far. I wouldn't have it in me. I mean, I don't really think I would take it any far. I would accept it, and I would try and come back another way. And there's a couple of ways you can come back on YouTube without breaking any rules. And it's just a few other ways of doing it. But I don't want to do that. I want to do it the right way. I want to hold my head up and say, I'm back, proper. I've got 2 other irons in the fire after, if Mr. Mohan doesn't reply to me. By next Tuesday, I'll use my second option, which I'm not going to say in case anybody's listening. And then I'll use the third option, which is a roundabout way of getting the account back. So I've got another 2 options after this, so I won't be gone. But who is Ray of Sunshine? Sunshine 20. Who is she? She seems to know my name, even my middle name. And I'm on my 10th ban evasion with 4 SIM cards. Well, actually, I ordered 2, but only one of them worked. So I've only really got 1 SIM card and my ordinary SIM card that I use for my WhatsApp. But I've got a spare SIM card now, 1. That's all I got. I'm discussing making drugs on a public forum that children have access to. Now, what would that be? What have I said? Because they go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. I can't remember talking about making drugs. I don't know how to make any drugs. Unless it was, I think I know. Did I ever tell you that you can use a spoonful of bicarbonate of soda in water for heartburn? Is that what? Antacid, acid reflux. And it also keeps your cabbage green. Did I tell you that? Is that a drug? Yeah, I suppose it is. Antacid. Well, I gave you the recipe for a heartburn relief. A teaspoonful of bicarbonate of soda or baking powder, whatever you call it, in a little bit of warm water. It tastes horrible, salty, really salty. And as it goes down your gullet, sort of thing, you can feel the heartburn just wafting away. It's incredible. It's like a miracle. And then, of course, you put half a teaspoon in your boiling water with the salt before you put your cabbage in to boil. Oh my God, a Savoy cabbage, a really dark green cabbage. And it'll stay dark green. It won't get all washed out. And it even tastes better. So there, that's my drugs. She's making a mockery of your terms of service. There we are. With the courage to begin and the discipline to endure, victory becomes a matter of time. Wabi sabi. Yeah, I don't know who you are. But catch them when they're new, because these have sprung up since the other accounts have been taken down. And right now, 27 following 12 followers. You look at the 12 followers, cross-reference them. You don't have to sort of go into a mathematical thing, but just take a look at them and think, I know that account, I know that account, I know that account. There we are. Look, I am Atalanta stands for truth and justice. Oh, well, we know this is then, don't we? May we all be like her and what's right. Here's a reminder of who Trevor Colt is, a liar. Well, this is old Happy Hopper, who used to be, hang on, I can give you a clue, Smarty Pants 73 Breyer. Does that ring a bell with anyone? That's who Happy Hopper Ho is. And she's after Trevor, and I wonder why. Maybe it was because Trevor really was a bit scared of her because she was a bit too full on with him. And Ray of Sunshine, I believe, is Atalanta. There's another one just joined, coming up where the others go down. Bernard and the Carver. Bernie the Carver. There's another one. Here we are, saying about me again. Leave me alone, leave me alone. Winston Smith. After me, Bernard, I've had that one. Winston, the big reveal, oh, Happy Hopper Ho. Oof, these are the ones. And the big reveal, oh, Happy Hopper Ho, has got a real thing about towns on the coast. No. Now, I live by water, but I don't live on the coast because I live in the Bristol Channel. That's my nearest bit of water. No sea. Well, there is a beach, but they don't class Cardiff as a coast. A coast would be Worthing, Brighton, Bexhill, Hove, Eastbourne, Broadstairs, all those places on the south coast. That's coastal towns. And Happy Hopper is very mad at Nigel Farage because he keeps targeting coastal towns, and they've usually got low academic achievement, deprivation, poverty, and high unemployment. Well, that's enough to make your sons want to go to Australia to find work, isn't it? So sad. Yep. And there you go. When you start looking at it in another way, Duchess Drop Bear. Oh, God, not him again. Andy Weinstein's rape conviction got overturned. He does look a bit rough, doesn't he? He does look a bit rough. There's some people who do rapes and underage things. They absolutely disgust me. But I don't know whether it's because I ran a brothel for all those years. But I class rape in terms of severity. I do. I suppose, to my discredit, I'm a lot more tolerant than I suppose I should be. For instance, Prince Andrew in my book is not a paedophile because the age of consent in UK is 16. He didn't do anything with anyone under 16. I don't think Harvey Weinstein did either. And there's a lot of people in the world, Meghan Markle, for instance, that if they had the option of sleeping with, I don't know, Brett Ratner, Harvey Weinstein, and getting that job in Horrible Bosses, would they say, no, thank you, I'll work harder and do it the right way? Is their option? Is their option? He's still a cad and a bounder and obviously used his position to get sex instead of just going to a brothel and paying for it. But, I don't know. Anyway, this is Meghan Markle's. She's. I don't even know what it is. Is it the United States Patent and Trademark Office? And this is all the stuff that she's trademarked with. The Riviera Orchard. I can't even think of the name of it. I can't. Oh, well, I can't. I still can't. Archwell Riviera Orchard. Oh, my God. I can't think of the name of it. That's how good it is. Well, anyway, she's got plenty on the go here. Is that the same one? Yes. But somebody noticed. Oh, no, that's it. Ketchup. Now, why has she bothered to patent Archwell Riviera Orchard's ketchup? I mean, come on, know your limits. I mean, I have tried all sorts. Okay, they're very close in taste. I will give them that. And if I'm skint, I will buy them. But the one thing that I don't really deviate from is Heinz ketchup. But, of course, Meghan's different. She can beat anything, can't she? Pet food, edible pet treats, birdseed, matchboxes and match holders. What's she doing? Going into the hospitality business? The best little whorehouse in Montecito? Oh, look, Meghan Markle being a ketchup influencer and promoting her line to William and Kate in this cartoon is funny. I don't even know what cartoon that is, but I'll here's some more. Candle holders. Non-electric oil diffusers, other than reed diffuse. Oh, there's so many. Cooling racks for baked goods. How would they know? How would you know if the cooling rack, because that's pretty thin, isn't it? Thin, wiry thing. Would it have the ARO stamped on it so that you could say, oh, look, this is from Meghan's Orchard? I can't even think of the name of it now. There we are. AR. What's the A for? I keep forgetting. Oh, that's from Florida. I can't even remember what the name of that damn firm, whatever it is. But anyway, that's her latest venture. So from being royalty and being treated like a first-class citizen, being wined and dined and dresses bought for you and such, she's now flogging cosmetic brushes. In fact, this looks like a shopping list for a Chinese factory. She could go over to China. Oh, and that's another thing I was going to say. Do you think for 1 minute that if Meghan Markle invents a perfume, a bit like J-Lo did and Beyonce did, do you think for 1 minute she's going to put the best ingredients in? No. She's going to have the artificial fragrances, the ones they make in chemistry labs. There'll be no real rose oil in hers or real geranium oil in hers. She'll have the fake ones, the ones that evaporate the minute they put on your wrist and smell like skunk oil afterwards. She's not going to buy, because Meghan Markle is so mean, she's so tight-fisted, and she is, that she will want to make maximum profit as quickly as possible because everything else has failed. So instead of sticking to quality assurance and hoping and waiting, or should say waiting, for that to get a reputation as saying, oh, you want to try Meghan's perfume, it's top-notch stuff. No, she'd rather do bulk and sell it out and just have the one order, because she's thinking, well, I got the whole of America, I got 360 million people, I'm going to fool them all into buying one of everything I got, and then I can move on to my next job. She won't have any brand loyalty or customer loyalty. That isn't in her nature. So it's going to fail, isn't it? Calligraphy pens, stationery. She wants letter openers and writing paper and blank note cards. I wouldn't be buying anything like that off her. She'd be bloody suing me for writing letters. Is it Archwell? Archwell Riviera Orchards? I can't even remember the name of it now. I can't find it, but it doesn't matter because I really don't care. It's ARO. Why can't I remember? It is Archwell then. It's Archwell Riviera Orchards. Oh well, I'm not gonna drive you mad by Wait there, have I got a pot of jam I can look at? Have I got a pot of jam I can look at? Well, I wasn't very happy with yesterday's election results, I'll tell you that much. Let's have a look at that one. 50,000, yeah. What is the name of it? I just want to find a pot of jam if I can. Oh, look at that picture. That's who Prince Harry used to go out with, Chelsea Davy. She's a lovely looking girl. And that's what he said to his family when he told them about her, because she was from South Africa. She's not black or anything, you know. About Chelsea Davy. In other words, he's a racist. He's a bloody racist. Anyway, I'll call it a day now. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. And thank you very much for listening. I've given you a few clues there, you know. You just need to, those of you that know, if you know, you know. I'm touching my nose now, as you know. Nod, nod. Wink, wink. See you tomorrow. Cheerio!